Some anime characters fight for justice, others fight for revenge, but a few try to become God. He might be one of the best-written characters in manga history, because he is not just a villain we sympathize with, he's something much more interesting. Today, we're breaking down the evolution of Light Yagami. They say power corrupts, but sometimes power only reveals who you truly are. The Bored Genius. Before the Death Note, Light Yagami was the perfect student, top of his class, brilliant, disciplined, a true academic genius. Teachers admired him, students envied him, exams were effortless, grades came naturally. For Light, being the best was simply normal. He wasn't just intelligent, he was exceptional, and he knew it. Light was also the son of Soichiro Yagami, the chief of the Japanese National Police Agency, a man respected for his integrity, a man devoted to justice. Growing up in that household, Light saw the world through the eyes of law and order. Crime reports, police investigations, the endless fight against criminals. From the outside, his life looked perfect. A brilliant student, a respected family, a future full of opportunity. But inside, something was missing. Light was bored with the world. Nothing surprised him. Nothing impressed him. Nothing could make him react. It felt as if life itself had no tension, no challenge. Day after day, the same routine. School, homework, television, and the news. Always the same stories. Crime, corruption, violence. To Light, the world felt rotten. A broken system, filled with weak people and meaningless rules. And somewhere deep inside his mind, a dangerous thought began to grow. Maybe the world didn't just need justice. Maybe it needed someone better than everyone else. And then, on an ordinary afternoon, as Light walked home after school, something fell from the sky. The Awakening. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. Light picks up the notebook. He's skeptical, but his curiosity is stronger than the urge to ignore it. A notebook that can kill people? Impossible. And yet, the curiosity begins. Later that day, Light sits in his room, turns on the television and sees a news report about a criminal holding hostages inside a kindergarten. In Light's mind, the logic is simple. The criminal is already committing a crime. If the notebook works, a murderer dies. If it doesn't, nothing happens. So Light decides to run a moral experiment. One experiment that would change the course of his life forever. The man is identified as Kuro Otoharada. His name and face are broadcast live on television. Without hesitation, Light writes his name in the death note. 40 seconds later, the criminal suddenly collapses on live TV. A heart attack. Light stares at the screen. This can't be real. It must be a coincidence. Light can barely believe what he's witnessing. It feels unreal. Still unable to fully accept that the death note works, he tests it again, writing the names of several other criminals. One by one, they die. At that moment, Light realizes the truth. What began as curiosity has awakened something else. A conscious experiment with the power to kill. For the first time in history, one man now holds the power to decide who lives and who dies. The Judge. Criminals begin to die, all across the world. Light doesn't hesitate. He starts killing criminals all the same way. Heart attacks. No weapon, no suspect. Only one conclusion. Someone is judging criminals from a distance. But someone had already noticed. Somewhere in the world, a mind was watching the pattern. Soon, authorities from across the globe gather. An international investigation begins. Police forces struggle to understand what they are facing. But one name appears in every discussion: the greatest detective in the world, L. L communicates with the world's police leaders through an intermediary. His face, hidden. His voice, distorted. No one knows his identity. But he makes one thing clear. He will capture the person who is committing these mass murders. Then, a live broadcast appears on television. A man sits in front of the camera, calm, confident. My name is L. He speaks directly to the one responsible for the deaths, calling him evil, a murderer hiding behind justice. Watching from his room, Light feels something he hasn't felt in a long time: anger. Who is he? How dare he challenge me? Without hesitation, Light writes the name shown on the screen. Lind. L. Taylor. 40 seconds later, the man collapses, dead. Light smiles. He believes he has just defeated L, the proclaimed best detective in the world. But suddenly, the broadcast changes. The real L speaks. The man who died was not L. He was a criminal, a decoy. And in that moment, L learns something crucial. The killer is real. The killer can murder criminals with only a name and a face. And most importantly, because he broadcast from the epicenter where the attacks began. The killer is in Japan. Light realizes it instantly. In trying to prove his power, he has just made his first mistake. And it happens in their very first interaction. A decisive mistake. From this moment on, Light will no longer be able to act freely. To protect himself, he will have to manipulate everyone around him. Light accepts this mistake as a challenge, a battle between him and L. He couldn't ignore the challenge, because for someone like Light Yagami, being questioned was unacceptable. The first one to discover the other's true identity wins. And that is where the real game begins. But this is only the beginning of Light Yagami's transformation. In the next parts, we'll explore the stages of his evolution: Kira, the Manipulator, the God, and finally, the Man. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, because the evolution of Light is only getting started.